Hi, my name is Brittany Schumacher, and I will be doing the upside down Stravinsky drawing exercise, or drawing on the right side of the brain, module 5 for creative arts. What I learned about the left and the right side of the brain is the left side of the brain is more logical and analytical. It prefers more structure and it excels with numbers and things like math. The right side of the brain is a little bit more creative. It's a little bit more easygoing. Um, it controls a little bit more of the emotional side, and it excels in things like art and is a little bit more artistic. What I learned about about Betty Edwards and her book method, drawing on the right side of the brain. I was really interested in her methods because she taught that drawing isn't a talent and it's something that can be learned because she thought that drawing isn't just line by line and it's based off perception and just drawing on what you see. Um, and she thought that a lot of drawing or people thinking they couldn't draw or the difficulty in drawing came from overthinking, which I could definitely really relate to. And so the drawings I did, so this was my face vase. Um, so that's my face vase. And then this was my YouTube. It kind of reminded me of the face vase the way they did it, but both of them I liked when they um, said to draw out what you see, like when you're outlining the face, draw like out loud, say what you're drawing. And that I really liked because it, I guess, leaning towards the left side of the brain, it gave me structure, told me what to do. Um, so that part I really liked, and I was pretty proud of how this came out. I think it actually looked like a face. And then this was my upside down drawing. This one I liked and struggled with. So this is it upside down. I know that picture was on the module, but this is it right side up. And this one, I found it frustrating, but also easy. I liked it because you didn't just have to, it wasn't just a broad, big picture. It was a little bit threatening, I guess, because there was a lot of detail in it, and that always makes me nervous. So it was at times really easy because you were just drawing kind of like what Betty Edwards teaches, like just drawing what you see and not worrying about the big picture of it. But it got really frustrating because I kept imagining the big picture of it and getting frustrated. And then this is my monster drawing. This one was fun because there was no expectations. I don't know if you can see it. There was no expectations with this one. So that one was a little bit more fun because if I like when I go to show you guys, no one has an idea what they should see. And then this is my hand contour. The hand outline I just drew afterwards so you guys could see the all the little marks, which I did with a pencil, so maybe you can't see all the details, but that one I liked too um because it was kind of an in between of drawing the specific line by line, but also there was so much to draw. You kind of had a little bit of free will with it. Um, and so so again, what was hard was a lot of the again, well, the upside down one was probably gave me the most it was the most fun to do and hard to do because it was like a big task. I'm not artistic, so um drawing that it was really scary at first, but then reminding myself like just draw what you see, just draw what you see made me feel once I finished it, I was like, oh wow, I just drew that. But also it was very hard because I kept imagining like this is how it's supposed to look like and this is what I was imagining it right side up. So that was a hard part of that. And the little voice in my head definitely kept saying, this is terrible. I was very nervous when I realized we had to show these on camera. Um, it was just, like, you're not good at art. It's okay. I mean, I think the voice was kind, but also very like, you're not good at art. It's just a done deal. And, um, so one way, oh, it was easy just to play with these exercises. So back into at some points, when the creativity came in, it was easy to play with it. And when the structure and what things were supposed to look like, it was, I wasn't having fun anymore. I was definitely more like, why doesn't this look like this? And, it was more like a task instead of play. And will it get easier with practice? So, um, so if we practice process art, I do think process art will get easier as you practice because soon, for instance, I'll eventually just start to tell myself like, oh, well, that was really cool that I got to do that, or that I put this line there. These details are getting better instead of just thinking about what the end is going to be like. So I do think that practicing um, drawings and even just art in general will be easier and get me more comfortable with it. And how will I put my knowledge of left and right brain, learning and creativity and playing with ideas to your work with young children in open-ended and hands-on exploratory ways? So, one way I would do this is um, I would have exercises that cater to both. So I said that, um, so I said that you could have open-ended projects that still challenge both sides of the brain. So for instance, you could do like um, a Lego challenge of build your own world and just set out all the color Legos, all the shapes of Legos, anything. And that's the task, is just to build your own world. And I think that would have an open-ended activity that challenges the left side of the brain, because I think it would be a little bit difficult for children that think with the left side of the brain to think like, well, where do I put this? And you could just ask open-ended questions like, well, what do you think? What would you add in your city, to help them think with structure, but also be creative. And then I said, um, for the right side of the brain, you could um, have a more structured activity, and you could say like, oh, well, if we use 3 objects, you could put out paper, crayons, and stickers and say, if we have to use 5 stickers, what would we use for this? So they have a little bit more structure and they have the numbers to play with, but also there's no, again, end outcome. So I think that definitely having that process art, but also incorporating how we can challenge and grow each side of the brain for children is really important. And that's it. Thank you.